To all of my Muslim friends who may watch this video, Assalamu alaikum. I don't know if I should entitle this video a prophecy for Islam or to Islam, but it at least is a prophecy concerning Islam, particularly Islam in the United States. I could probably address this warning message to all Arab Americans and even all minorities in the United States, very sadly and unfortunately. The United States is racist, bigoted, and getting more so every day. I'm just simply acknowledging reality, not political correctness. Let me introduce myself. My name is Patrick Rampey. I am a Hanif Seventh-day Adventist. Seventh-day Adventists do not use tobacco or alcohol in any form and avoid eating red meat, and most avoid gambling. This may come as a surprise to you, but Seventh-day Adventism and Islam also share our common roots through our father Abraham. We worship the Creator on the same day that Father Abraham and Ismail did, the seventh day of the week, or Saturday. Check your calendar on that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now personally, I consider myself about as smart as a box of rocks, and no doubt the comments after this video will affirm that. But I am a learner, a Hanif, a student, a researcher, even if a poor quality one. I'm a poor man who lives with my disabled wife on her Social Security income. I could not run a business of any sort, even if my life and soul depended on it, because I have very limited physical, emotional, and mental energy. But I do know a few things, and I'm going to share those with you here very briefly. Now, you may not know anything about Seventh-day Adventists, but in the Honorable Quran, they are referred to many times as the people of the book. And you may not know this either, but the book the Honorable Quran is speaking of is referring to the Christian Bible. I hope I haven't cut off your ears by saying that. Now, you probably already know that Islam has a long and colorful history in the world, and Islam also has a long history, both literal and prophetic, in the Christian Bible, which is the book the Honorable Quran speaks of. But I'm not going to go into that history right now, because I know most Muslim men are very busy business owners and operators who don't have a lot of time to sit around watching videos. So I'm going to save you the time it takes to watch this whole video and give you the final punchline or the bottom line right now. Here it is. Listen carefully. Sell your businesses, whatever it is, to a non-Muslim as soon as you can, or as they say in Las Vegas, cash in your chips, and do it probably by the latest at the end of 2017. Again, I say, divest yourself of all of your businesses to non-Muslims, by the way, and put your hard-earned money into a non-American bank, and probably in not American dollars while you still can. Why? I'll tell you why. Because the anti-Muslim sentiment and attitudes in this USA are going to increase to the point where it will become unwise and unsafe for Muslims to have all their finances and money tied up in a business in the United States. And if you don't sell it all and take the money and run, so to speak, sooner or later it will all be taken from you, maybe even violently. And you will lose everything that you have worked so hard to get. And not only Muslims, but Jews and all minorities, because the United States is racist and bigoted and infected with political correctness and getting worse every day. And finally, even Seventh-day Adventists will have to flee and hide in every nation, tongue, and people on this planet. No place will be safe for them. So what I'm saying is that it is time for all Muslims in the United States to liquidate everything. Sell out and get out while the getting is good, as they say. And sell it to a non-Muslim, because if you sell it to one of your brother Muslims, then he will lose everything when the crash comes. And I'm sure you don't want your Muslim brothers to lose everything when the crash, whenever it comes, happens. And it is coming. Maybe you can already see the growing anti-Muslim sentiments and attitude arising on the horizon in the United States. Along with racism in general, the United States is becoming more racist to everyone. But whether you do or not, take my word for it, and like I said, sell out and get out while you still can, and the getting is good. And take whatever money you can get with you. I would probably not keep it in dollars either, but I would most certainly not put it in an American bank. Now, I've made a prediction that anti-Muslim sentiment will grow in this country, eventually to an intolerable level, maybe as soon as the end of 2017, maybe even sooner. Right now it is September of 2015. Again, I warn you, my Muslim friends, that the United States is presently in the early stages of a process of degenerating into a police state. I know whereof I speak, and it's not rocket science. When people and nations are under a lot of stress, they begin looking for someone to blame their problems on. A scapegoat, if you will. Look up scapegoat. Now, I want to remind you that this sort of thing has happened before. Just one generation ago in Hitler's Germany. The country was in dire financial straits, as the United States will soon be. And eventually, the Jews got blamed for all the ills of German society. At that time, they ran many of the businesses and financial institutions in Germany, as Muslims do in the United States here today. Now listen up. As Hitler's Germany once treated the Jews, so the United States will, sooner or later, treat all Muslims within her borders. Get on Google, Wikipedia, or YouTube and look up Kristallnacht, FEMA camps, Manzanar. CAIR-LA in 2008 made a nice documentary, very short, on YouTube. You should look at it. It's coming again, my Muslim friends. All Muslim visas and passports will be revoked, and it will eventually become impossible for Muslims to own any business, any guns, any gold, or eventually any property at all in the United States. Everything will eventually be confiscated by the state, and all bank accounts that Muslims have also will be confiscated. Now you've been warned. My hands are clean from the blood of all Muslims in the United States. Assalamu alaikum.